Okay. So today we will be discussing a very important chapter in continuation of social accounting, which we discussed in the last lecture. The important aspect is environmental accounting. As we all of us know that if business has only objective of earning the profits or wealth maximization, and they don't care about the environment surrounding their factories or surrounding their business, if they don't continue to provide environmental friendly products to the different customers, or if they don't do anything for the environmental protection, or if their products or services are not safe in terms of the environment, so that is going to have a bad impact on all the stakeholders, and sometimes some legal proceedings may have to be faced by the companies. Now we are living in the era of 21st century, where there is a lot of awareness among customers, and if any company ignore the environmental aspect, that is going to affect the business of that company. So therefore it is very important that companies should do something for the protection of the environment, for the welfare of the people regarding the environmental aspects, and then report whatever they have done in terms of protecting the environment, in terms of various reports to the stakeholders using the different mediums. There are a number of mediums today which are available, which companies can use for reporting the environmental aspect of their organization to the stakeholder. That may be annual report of the company, that may be media reports, that may be in the form of newspaper or news item in the television channels, or they may adopt their websites as a medium to impart these kind of information to the various stakeholders. So like social accounting, environmental accounting is also very important aspect which we must consider while reporting the transactions to the various stakeholders. So environmental accounting concept is absolutely very important concept from the point of view of the various stakeholders. So today we'll be talking about environmental accounting, what kind of reports the companies generate, and how this is going to affect the image of the companies in terms of reporting these transactions to the various stakeholders. So environmental accounting and reporting is going to be the issue which we are going to discuss today. So genesis of this topic, because the performance of an organization is not being judged only on the basis of the various financial results, but also with regard to its contribution to protect and improve the environment. So if the company thought that they are going to be judged only on the basis of the financial results that is reflected in the income statement or in the balance sheet, that is going to be a wrong notion. So therefore, how you operate in the environmental arena, what efforts you do to contribute to protect the and improve the environment, that is going to also going to be basis for various people to be to judge your performance in the whole arena. So as far as you know that there are various kind of campaign now being organized by the different companies to show that they are doing good for the protection of environment. Even on the package of the products which you purchase in the market, there is written that this is environmentally safe products. If you look at the annual reports of the company, they show that they have a sustainability reports, they have done this thing, that thing for protecting the environment. They want to show their campus very clean, green, and even try to show their manufacturing units that they are very clean and green, so that the people can judge their performance on the basis of these reports. So environmental issues has become a very important variable in the models used by the investors and creditors to determine the risk associated with their investment. If the company is earning profit but not caring the environment, then there is a risk with regard to closure in future by the government or by the various agencies, and the investors money or the creditors money which they have invested in the company is going to be at risk. So therefore every investor or every creditor who invests in the company, they want to know that what kind of efforts by the companies has been done to protect the environment, whether they are following the new norms which are issued by the various agencies, whether the company is following the mandatory requirements for the environmental protection. If they are not doing, somebody from the public, even from the society, will go to the court or ask the government or start a campaign against that company, that this company is not safeguarding the interest of the society in terms of environment protection, and you may face closure. So when you face closure, there is a risk regarding to the investments which are made by the various investors or the creditors. So therefore, it is very important that some emphasis should be given by the companies to protect the environment and also report these things to the general public in the form of various states. So it means the environment protection is an issue which must be taken care of by the companies, and environmental accounting is one of the very important medium through which company communicates the efforts done by that company to the various stakeholders. So environmental accounting, as we define the social accounting, as we define the financial accounting, we will be defining environmental accounting also. So as far as environmental accounting is concerned, it is defined as the identification, compilation, estimation, and analysis of environmental cost information for better decision making within the firm. So basically, first of all, we will identify what kind of environmental cost the company is creating. Then we will compile it and then estimate it and then analyze these environmental cost information for better decision making within the firm or outside the firm by the various stakeholders. So a very important function of environmental accounting is to bring environmental costs to the managers, therefore motivating them to identify ways to reduce and avoid economic costs relating to the environment, and at the same time reduces the company's environmental impact. For example, if a company is working and he is creating so much pollution, that pollution is going to affect the neighboring society, and neighboring society has to pay so much cost in the form of medical, in the form of their health hazards. So the aspect of environmental accounting is to bring that environmental cost in the light of the managers, so that we can motivate them that because of the various functions of this company, the other people are incurring the environmental cost. We will identify that cost, we will compile, we will estimate, and then report these costs to the manager so that they are motivated that to reduce and avoid these economic costs relating to the environment, and at the same time reduces the company's environmental impact. When you understand that we are creating such kind of environmental cost to others, then you will make measure, you will put some money into that, you will deploy certain machinery, you will deploy certain efforts to reduce these environmental costs, and in this regard the company's image regarding the environmental aspects will improve in the minds of the people, and this will reduces the company's environmental impact. So environmental accounting is basically that kind of system in which we try to identify the various costs associated with the environmental hazards, then we compile them, then we estimate them, and then report it for analysis of environmental cost information for better decision making within the firm, because the firm has to take the decision how much to spend on environmental protection, what efforts should be made for environmental protection, and then take a better decision within the firm so that your image or company's environmental impact is improved in the lights of the in the minds of the people, and they should understand that this company is doing better things for the environmental protection. No question arises, what is the need for environmental accounting? And most companies do not know the scope of their environmental cost. First thing is this: most of the companies, they focus on their profit oriented objective, they focus on their profit oriented activities, but they do not know the scope of their environmental cost. They think that whatever they have spent, that is the environmental cost, but the cost which the people are incurring because of the negligence of the companies in the society, that is also the part of the environmental cost. So the environmental accountant, as far as the traditional accounting is concerned, it is not measuring all these things when the natural health of the people is concerned. So accountant measures assets, earnings 1 year behind the time. So jet pilots do not use rear view mirrors. So these are the things that we have to focus on environmental accounting. Otherwise, if you don't measure the environmental assets, if you don't measure your earnings in terms of by considering the environmental cost, then it means you are living in the fool's paradise. So therefore, it is very important. You can go for 1 year, 2 year by ignoring the environmental cost, but after that, the people will start realizing that this company should be wound up and there is a risk associated with it. So there is a need of environmental accounting at the corporate level. Number one, you have to meet certain regulatory requirements or exceeding that expectations. One thing is that there is a pollution control board in every state. There are certain agencies which regulates your activities regarding the environmental. They issue certain guidelines. You have to meet them, or sometimes you have to exceed the expectation of the people. Secondly, you have to cleaning up pollution that already exists and properly disposing the hazard material. If you will not have any environmental accounting policy at the corporate level, you will not do anything for cleaning up the environment. Thirdly, we have to disclose to the investors, both potential mean which are prospective and current, the amount and nature of the preventive which you have taken. Fourthly, measures taken by the management operating in a way that these environmental damages do not occur. You have to report to the public. Then you have to promote a company having wide environmental attitude, control over operational and material efficiency gain driven by the competitive global market, and the control over increase in costs for material waste management and potential liabilities. So because of these reasons, because of the regulatory requirements, because of the expectations of the people, because of the pollution which you are creating, these information need to be compiled, and because we have to disclose to the investors, both potential and current, so that they can know how much risk is associated with the environmental factors. So you have to take measures in an operating environment so that the damages should not occur, and you have to promote your company as an environmental attitude company which takes care of all these things. And definitely you have to control over operational and material efficiency driven by the competitive global market. So this is going to control over increase in cost for raw material and waste management and potential liability. So ultimately these are the things which demands that you must have the environmental accounting concept at your organization level, and you must do something to report these information. So purposes for which environmental accounting are useful: number one, assessment of annual environmental cost and expenditure. Then you have to budget these expenditures so that you can reduce the emissions which are hampering the environment. Similarly, you have to business plan process. Similarly, you have to calculate cost and saving of environmental project. Cleaner production and eco design system you have to develop. Design and implementation of environmental management. Developing of environmental performance measures evaluation, indicators, and then benchmarking. So these are the reasons because of which these are the objectives for which the environmental accounting is necessary and useful. Now, question before us is what kind of framework of environmental accounting is available? How the companies report this information to the various stakeholders, maybe shareholders, maybe public at large, maybe government, maybe creditors, etc., etc. So there are three kind of methods which are available. Number one is external environmental accounting, that we generate certain reports and report to the public. Then we have the environmental management accounting, and there are certain other techniques which are followed by the companies, and we will be discussing one by one. First is external environmental accounting. So mainly implies generation of financial reports for external audiences using generally accepted accounting principles. So we have the GAAP, we have the IFRSs. By following the norms of these, we report the information which is relating to the environmental factors in the annual reports of the companies. So by following the generally accepted accounting principles, or by following the international financial reporting standards or the local financial reporting standard, like in India we have the INDAS, we follow these and generate reports according to the requirements of these. So the information may be given in the notes to the accounts, information may be given in the highlights of the balance sheet and financial income statement. So second is environmental management accounting. So some companies follow the environmental management accounting system that helps to determine the true environment cost in a company. Then it helps management to make capital investment decision. Then they determine cost, process, product design decisions, performance evaluation, and other business decisions. So some companies are following the EMA, that is the environmental management accounting, in which they are absolutely measuring the environmental cost. There is a process of cost determination, there is a process of product design, product decisions, the performance evaluation of the various units of the company on the basis of the environmental accounting, and they take various business decision how the products of that particular departments are safe. So number of companies are adopting number of decisions. We will be talking about Tata's performance in sustainability development in the later part of this lecture. And some companies are other using the other measure. Whenever you go into a company, sometimes you find the board environmental policy, they highlight this is our environmental policy. Similarly, sometimes they highlight what are the environmental impacts your company is creating, how and what kind of environmental management system you have adopted. And some companies display the board that they have the environmental targets, and environmental performance disclosures are made by highlighting at various places. So key environmental areas as identified by the World Business Council for Sustainable Development and Global Reporting Initiative. They have given you the five kind of these areas where you can go and see how the people are disclosing the information regarding the environmental policies. The most relevant, these are five, like environmental policy, they have an guideline for environmental impacts, environmental management system, environmental targets, and environmental performance disclosures. And many of the companies are disclosing this information as a part of their annual report also. Or some companies are preparing sustainable development reports also. So some companies are using index of environmental disclosure in the various places to show in the organization. For example, when you go in any company, you will find this chart, and they show you the 9 parameters. For example, organizational overview, broad environmental objective. What are the broad environmental objective? What are the specific targets? What is the management environmental policy statements? Environmental budget system, environmental auditing, legal compliance, awards obtained for environmental protection. So number of awards are there. Similarly, second point is prevention or repair of environmental damage, what the company is doing, reusing disposal material, waste management, aesthetic improvement, tree plantation, pollution control measure, what is statutory required, what they have done voluntarily. Similarly, for conservation of natural resources, what they have done statutorily, what is required, voluntary, what they have done. Environmental accounting, they are measuring environmental cost, environmental liabilities and assets, significant accounting and reporting policies, extraordinary assets items, project planning and management, environmental management, environmental risk management, accident or emergency response. Similarly, social cost, impact of the organizational activities on the society or significant environmental impacts, any other. So this is one kind of chart or item of information the companies report either in their annual report or through the media or in the display manner in the organization itself. So these are the certain things which the companies are following for environmental impact. Now let's see what the Tata is doing in case how they are reporting this information to the various companies. Let me go to the website of the Tata Steels. This is the website of the Tata Steel. I think this will be visible to you. Uh, Even on the website, they have stated that proud to join responsible steel standards and certification and to further our sustainability goals. When they talk about sustainability goals, it means they are talking about that they are making this land sustainable and relevant to live. So let us see what kind of reports they generate. We also discuss it in the social accounting. There is one part, sustainability performance and sustainability disclosure. On the one hand, we have sustainability performance. On the other hand, we have sustainability disclosure. Let's go to first sustainability performance. In sustainability performance, how they manage their resources and a relationship for long term. Here they have identified six capital represent the resources and a relationship that we depend to create value. And judiciously managing the capital is the key to meet our strategic objectives. So they have identified six areas: human capital, social and relationship capital, financial capital, natural capital, intellectual capital, and manufactured capital. So as far as the environmental protection is concerned, that is covered under the natural capital. Now let's see how they are reporting the information relating to environmental accounting in various reports. So here they have generated one report, natural capital optimizing resources for better future, and how the issues are addressed. For example, material issues addressed, COs and emission. That means this is related with the environment, water consumption and effluent discharge. Effluent, whatever is discharged from the company, how their management, how waste management is there, renewable and clean energy, biodiversity, energy efficiency, air pollution, circular economy, supply chain uh, sustainability. So all these things are explained in this report. So even dust and gases emission, water management, GHG management, so solid waste management, biodiversity management. So all these reports, this report, how much dust emission intensity they have, and there is a comparison information with regard to industry. Similarly, biodiversity management, effluent discharge intensity, what kind of they have. So all these things are explained in this report. So which is relevant for the society at large. So stakeholders can see whether this company is a threat for the environment or whether this company is beneficial for the environment. So all these things are explained here in the natural capital report. So similarly, let's go back again to the, yes, here in disclosure, sustainability disclosure report. So they also publish one sustainability disclosure reports in the form of four items. Number one, integrated reports are there, world steel disclosure are there, environmental compliance reports are there, which is relevant for us for reporting the environmental information. Let's go to the environmental compliance reports. So they have complete section of environmental compliance reports as far as the Tata Steel is concerned, and they have committed that we adhere to international reporting standards and ensure necessary compliance. And they have created so many reports like biomedical waste details of first and center, 6 monthly EC compliance report, 6 monthly compliance report integrated. So all these aspects are explained in the various kind of reports which are generated by the Tata Steel. So we can open, for example, first report which will be in the PDF format. Yes. So this detail has been given ki how much environmental hazards they have made. If they have not affected, zero is there. If they have affected, how much they have intensity they have impacted. All these things are shown in these reports. So this is the way the Tata Steel is giving the environmental compliance reports. So though environmental accounting is not a part of the formal financial accounting system, but the companies to show their image are showing by various methods to the people. Similarly, there are other disclosure also. In that other disclosure also, you will find certain ethical issues, uh, certain principles of sustainability, or certain reports which are mandatory to be followed and presented. So companies are presenting these information in one way or another. So if you look at the website of another company like Wipro, you will find another kinds of reports. So companies are using different formats to explain their position regarding the environmental aspect. So this is one thing which we need to discuss, that how the companies are reporting their environmental accounting aspects to the various stakeholders. Now you can on your videos so that we can have certain questions. Yes, any question from your side?
सर ये जो इन्वायरमेंटल कॉस्ट है ये शो कहाँ पे होती है?
देखो, environmental cost मैंने 3 methods आपको बताए. Number 1, we follow the different aspects. For example, three kind of methods are there. Number 1 is environmental, external environmental reports. For example, annual report of the company is concerned. In profit and loss account or in the balance sheet, you will show that this much amount has been spent by you. So if expenditure relates to 1 year, it will be debited to profit and loss account. Here we will show it. But if it is some plant is installed for environmental protection, you will show it in the balance sheet. Annually, its depreciation will be charged. So you will highlight it. Number 1. Secondly, you may show it in the notes to the accounts. So one way of presenting the environmental cost is through external environmental accounting reports, which we create like profit and loss account and balance sheet. Secondly, as I show you that Tata is preparing the sustainability report. So in the sustainability report also, they may show that how much amount of environmental cost they are creating, how much they are curing to protect the environment, what expenditure they have made. So they may have a external report like on their website or annual reports. Similarly, they may have environmental management accounting system like Tata Steel has. So similarly, they may follow certain other methods because certain other agencies are there which needs and ask the companies to prepare the environmental reporting reports. So accordingly, they show it. So there are three methods. Number 1, external environmental reports. Number 2, you may have environmental management accounting system. You show it the balance sheets, or you may show it on the annual reports of the company. As I have told you that Tata Steel is doing, you go on the website of Tata Steel. I show you recently now, and similarly, you may create the other reports. So there are a number of methods to show the environmental cost.
ओके सर.
Any other?
सर टाटा स्टील के अलावा भी कोई कंपनी इसको यूज
There
कर
are
रही
number
है?
of companies. This is one example only. Wipro is doing, Reliance is doing. You open the website of any company. Let me show you. Let me first open, the website of the Wipro. will take 1 or 2 minutes. Yes, if you go on this website, you will you will find the explanation why transform to net zero, why now. They have wide range of successful sustainability report like net zero target, joining transform to net zero. Similarly, they have explained why Wipro over the last 5 years, they through energy efficiency and renewable energy procurement, they have prevented the equivalent of 4,25,000 ton of CO2 from entering into the atmosphere. Similarly, they explain the other things. So over the last 2 years, what they have done, these are all the things which has been explained by the Wipro on natural resources, what they have created. So similarly, other companies are doing. So this is one example. If I take the example of the only Wipro, then they have one commitment to the future. Similarly, you can open the website of other companies like Reliance. You will find, for example, let me go to the Reliance now. So if I go on the website of the relianceindustries.com, so you will find similar reports there also. Yes, this is a website of Reliance, and there is one sustainability. So, what they have done for corporate sustainability, what they have done for health, safety, and environment. You can open this, you will find the report for health, safety, and environment, what they have done. So, they have explained their position, they have environmental policy, you can look into it. This is the environmental policy of the Reliance. Okay. So environmental policy of the Reliance, similarly, sorry, health, safety, and environment. Other things are explained also in their website. Yes. Similarly, they have health, safety, and environmental policy. They have environmental policy. They have health, safety, and environmental policy. So similarly, they have environmental completion reports. Various reports has been submitted. You can go and see biomedical waste management reports. So in this way, the Reliance is also reporting the environmental information or reporting the environmental policy as per by using the various kind of things. So there are a number of companies which are doing it. It's not only Tata Steel or Wipro or Reliance. Number of other companies are doing. You go on the website of any company, you will find the sustainability report. You will find the environmental reports. You will find the environmental management system reports. So there are one way or another way the companies are reporting this information. Yes. Any other question? You follow this or not? It is not only the Tata Steel, but other companies are also doing. I have just given the example of 1, 2, or 3.
Excuse me, sir.
जी बोलो.
Sir, is this the part of social responsibility accounting, environmental?
Social responsibility covers so many other things like education, like the well-being of the people that may be out of the money of the company they are doing for the society. But environmental is earlier it was part of the social accounting, but now keeping in view its importance, the sustainability reports are given separate importance by the company. So therefore, there is a separate subject of environmental accounting. You in one way or another way, if you broadly consider it, that is also part of the social responsibility. But for environment protection, you have to do something because of the requirements of the law. So therefore, environmental accounting is considered as separate from them also. So companies are reporting separately for that also.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any other question? No question? So with this, the 2 units of our syllabi are finished. Now we are going to have winter vacations from 25th of December to 31st of December. But in the meantime, if I consider it, that some topic needs to be discussed in the vacation also, I may send you a message. Otherwise, from 25th to 31st, there will not be any kind of online class. So I will be giving you certain kind of assignments separate to everybody, on which you have to make presentation in future, probably after 15th of the January. So your examination are going to be held in March, not yet now. So in the meantime, you have to prepare yourself for that. So 2 units already we have completed the various topics which are there. So the next 2 units will be relating to some kind of cost and management accounting topics that we'll be discussing. So one topic will be starting tomorrow, and after that, we will finish it in January. Thank you very much to all of you. Now, MCOM students can leave, MCOM BA students can leave, so that other students can join this class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.